everyone, welcome. My name is Maya Frost. I'm very glad you're here. I am the founder of Switch Strategies for Change, but today I'm wearing my artist hat and my concerned citizen hat to talk about NFTs as a solution rather than a problem when it comes to the environment. Now, we've all heard the news about Ethereum and the cost of the energy and the expense of just the incredible amount of electricity used to fuel the overwhelming number of NFTs in the marketplace in the last year. The good news is that Ethereum has just announced that they finally are going to offer another solution, a proof of stake solution as opposed to proof of work, that will use a lot less energy, and that's great news. And there are other options we can choose as well. The point of today's talk is not to go into the nitty-gritty of all the details about what's happening, because if you're in this space at all, you know it can get super complicated. It's really to give you hope and hopefully to inspire you to look at ways that you might either create NFT art or collect NFT art that can actually not just have a neutral impact, but a positive social or environmental impact. So let's take a look at how much energy difference there really is between proof of work versus proof of stake. So this little image should kind of make it pretty clear. One transaction using Ethereum, a proof of work option, would be equivalent to driving a car for 500 miles, going on a 1 or 2 hour flight, or being on a cruise ship for 25 miles in the open sea. So, yeah, that's a lot. Now, I know most of us, we think twice before we take flights or go on cruises. We think about the environmental impact, but we don't necessarily think about the little click, click, click that we do on OpenSea causing that much harm, but it does. So we can't undo it. We're going to move forward to proof of stake. Now, one transaction of proof of stake is equal to a Google search or a Visa card transaction. Much different. So first, let's recognize there is a huge difference in what you choose. And secondly, celebrate the fact that we get some new options now. Let's go. We've got a lot of options to choose that use proof of stake already. Solana is a great one for NFT artists that are already going to be very familiar with Solana, and Tezos and Cardano. So let's talk about those first. Solana has SolSea, Magic Eden, Solana Art, Digital Eyes, Metaplex, a lot of options. I'm using Exchange.art, which is a Solana NFT marketplace. So got some great options there. Tezos has Object, has Hen, has Calumet, has FX Hash. Rarible offers an option. You can choose Tezos if you're already using Rarible. Cardano has CNFT. It has Galaxy of Art. It has JPEG Store. Flow is an option that's also available on Rarible. You can choose, just simply click that, choose that, have your wallet ready. And Stellar is one to watch. It's a really interesting one. They are very committed to developing programs and a network that supports people who don't have access to banks or who are otherwise needing a safe and secure way to store their money or send their money, whether they're refugees, whether they're workers who just don't have access to banks, etc. So that's a great one to watch. They have a couple of marketplaces for NFTs, Lightmint and Stellar NFT.
Algorand is one of the only carbon negative blockchains, and it offsets its small carbon footprint via a partnership with Climate Trade. And the NFT marketplaces for Algorand are Zest Bloom, Art Square, Auris is a new one, and Abris, so there are some other options there. Polygon is a layer 2 solution, and it works on top of Ethereum. So you can choose the Polygon option when you're in OpenSea, for example. And it does make it faster and cheaper and much less energy intensive. Polkadot is a different kind of proof of stake solution. It's an open source protocol founded by the Web3 Foundation. It allows for cross-blockchain transfers, and it offers really amazing scalability. So there's going to be a lot happening on Polkadot in the months ahead.
So let's say you decide you're going to choose a proof of stake currency, and you're going to choose one of their marketplaces. And what does that look like? And how can you give beyond just making those two choices? So, for example, here's what I'm doing. I have recently released a collection called RegenerAlted. It is an AI art collection that was inspired by my childhood growing up in the forest. So I wanted to create images of the forest that were sort of whimsical and captured the childlike wonder that we felt when we were kids running around the forest discovering things for the first time. I chose to put it on Exchange.art, which is Solana marketplace. And I decided to partner is just simply choosing who I wanted to support OneTreePlanted.org. And so for every NFT I sell, I will donate to One Tree Planted to plant 50 trees in critical reforestation projects in Oregon, in Washington, California. I can select where I want to have that money go. So that's fantastic. And that's something that anyone can do. You can always choose to give a percentage of your proceeds to a good cause. You can always do that. It does, however, require you to do the actual writing of the checks and deciding how to do it yourself. But there are other systems in place that make it easy for you. You can simply click which charity or organization you want your money to go to and what percentage of the sale of your art you want it to go to. So let's look at that option. All of these are basically in beta, if they're up at all. Some of them are just literally launching this month. GiveTree is one, is based in Australia, but working around the world. They have a very sort of virtual game-oriented approach, the virtual game metaverse built on an NFT marketplace. Or is it vice versa? I don't know. It's not up yet. It's going live in April, so I'm very curious to see what happens with that one. Doing Good is one that's in the US. They bill themselves as sort of a beginner's, non-crypto aware marketplace for artists. And so you can use credit cards or US dollar coin to purchase NFT on Doing Good. And they have a long list of wonderful organizations that you can choose how much you want to contribute from the proceeds. You can choose which ones and how you want to break it up, and it goes to secondary sales as well. So that makes it very easy. It's a great process for that. The Blue Marble is a really interesting one. It is on the Stellar blockchain, and it's in the US. It's so far, they're starting with sort of a curated artist, and they're very interested in building and working with artists to create a collection that has a tie to a specific cause, and particularly maybe a specific place, and building that with you and launching together. So they're not open to a lot of artists yet. There's a process that you can apply, but that's brand new. Again, I think this month just launched. Another one that's really interesting is called Seva Love. It was founded or co-founded by Deepak Chopra, the mindfulness master, the meditation guy. And so their whole, again, you can't see any NFTs on there yet, but their whole goal is to create an NFT marketplace that allows artists and brands and causes to come together to do good things. So that's another interesting one to watch. Oh, here's another one, Project Arc. They're launching with selected artists right now. They're really interested. They have basically what they call a launch pad to take artists and their ideas and help them go forward to launch with whatever art that they're doing. And they're very interested in working with artists who have a specific cause. They are on the Solana blockchain. Their first one that they dropped is Arcanauts, and it's really interesting because it rewards NFT holders with unique experiences. But basically they have a bunch of conservation-based NFTs available, or they will, and so that's one to watch too, Project Arc. Plastics.io is another one. It's a marketplace that brings together brands and artists and recyclers, and it is trying to make a bridge between the plastic pollution creators and the recyclers. And so artists can work and be a part of that link. So that's another one that's really interesting. Maxity is something that's in the UK. It's an NFT marketplace dedicated to supporting charities, so you can check that out as well. There are some organizations that are not relying on a marketplace to distribute funds to them. They are actually creating their own NFT projects and going directly to the public, selling NFTs to bring funds directly to their organization. So that's a different model, very exciting, and really one to watch if you happen to have an organization yourself that is looking for funding. So let's take a look at two that are kind of similar, Moss.earth and Nemus.earth. Both of them are Brazilian. Both of them are related to protecting the Amazon rainforest, which is fantastic. They sell NFTs, and they give you basically a guardianship of a parcel of land, and you can be a part protecting and supporting the surveillance to ensure the safety and security of that parcel. So that's really interesting to watch. The Aquaverse is a really interesting one. It is a blend of blockchain and ecology, and they focus on sea sponges, which apparently we've been using for 5,000 years for various purposes. But they particularly are using sea sponges for biomediation, which is cleaning polluted water. So they have launched a series of what they call the Guardians, which are basically 9,999 sea sponges that look like cartoon Avengers. And the profits from the sale of those go to the work that they're doing with the sea sponges. Here's another organization that's not working on climate, but on homelessness. It's called New Story, and they are selling NFTs for 2 ETH, I believe it is. And that money goes to create a 3D printed home for a homeless family. That's in Mexico, and we're working in other places as well. But that's a really interesting model for a lot of organizations to think about funding options for them. Basically, I'm just here to say we are only limited by our imagination. We have tools to do fundraising. We have tools to raise awareness. We have tools to really solve problems in ways using solutions that are already working. We don't have to go out and invent new solutions. They're already available. They're already happening around the world. What we need to do is support them, and we can do that through NFTs. So I hope this gave you a little bit of hope and maybe some excitement about the future. So thank you so much. Take a look at this little last slide here. I'm going to leave some notes and some links to everything I talked about today. You can find them at my Linktree. It's Linktree Maya Frost. So thank you again. I'm very happy that you had a time to listen to this, and I wish you the best.